Life is lessons. Life is troubles. Learning obedience may be life's hardest lesson of all.
Meow. Meow.
Now.
The gum was running on the pine trees, and it was finally time for our family to spend an afternoon together collecting it.
Process now! Process now!
It was, for me, the most exciting day of the summer. It was a time to leave work behind for a few hours while we gathered what became our chewing gum. If I hadn't been so excited by it all, I think I would have known something was wrong the moment Papa pulled me aside.
Belle? Belle? Belle! I need someone.
He said that Mother had the baby to look out for,
You're it.
and Joe was too little for the trip, so I needed to stay home and tend to him. There was no arguing with my father,
You take good care of Joe. Next year you'll.
but I was devastated. I had helped fix the lunch and made shortbread for a treat. To be left behind was more than my little heart could bear. There are times in everyone's life when you feel you've been given the short end of the stick. And I believe that at those times, we need to accept the situation, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, and move on. But on that day in 1885, I had not yet learned that lesson. Nor did I want to, because I had an idea. Papa said I had to tend to Joe, but why did it have to be here? I reasoned that I would just take Joe up and tend him there at the picnic. I had found the perfect solution, though I knew in my heart that what I was about to do was wrong. To get there in time, we would have to take a shortcut through an area we called the sink. The sink was a gully cut high in the mountains with steep sides and a deep, icy lake at the bottom. We were told never to go near the sink. But I told myself that my father would forgive me for bringing Joe through this area when he realized how great a plan I had made. We got about halfway around the sink before we saw it. The path had been blocked by a huge rock slide. It was time for a decision. I made the wrong one. I said the quickest and most heartfelt prayer of my life. I told Heavenly Father that I was sorry I had disobeyed my father and that I would never do it again. The instant I finished that plea, I felt a force lift us out of danger and set us back on the path. Not on the path leading toward the picnic, but on the side leading back home. I wasn't sure what had happened, but I knew it was a miracle. I decided then and there to dedicate my entire life to the Lord and always do His bidding. We headed for home, and I decided not to say a word about it to anyone. And I was thankful Joe was so young, he couldn't. I tried my best to keep my word. I began to study the scriptures, and from then on always respected and obeyed my father. I served a mission at a time when it was highly uncommon for women to do so. I was grateful for my experience at the sink, but never spoke a word of it to anyone. And I thought that what happened there, other than its effect on my life, was over and done with. When I returned from my mission, Joe was gone on his. Before long, Father wanted to have a talk.
Belle, were you and Joe ever in trouble at the sink?
Why do you ask?
When you were on your mission, Joe became very ill. We didn't tell you. We didn't want you to worry. He was very sick with the fever. One night he started talking in his fever. He said that when he was young, the two of you were going to meet the family to go gum hunting, that you were crossing the sink and the mountains started falling. He said you were sliding down into the sink about to be killed when angels picked you up in their arms, removed you from the danger, and carried you back to the path.
I want
wanted to tell you. I was too ashamed.
I confessed the truth to my father, and he was thrilled to know that a miracle had been performed to save the lives of his children. Joe had told the story perfectly. But when the fever broke, Father questioned him on it, and he couldn't remember anything about it. For a time, I wondered why Joe would be allowed to see angels when I saw nothing. Then, as I have thought and prayed about it, I realized that I was the one who had disobeyed Father, but Joe was still so innocent and pure. His eyes could see what mine could not. Since that day, there have been many other times when I felt I was lifted up by angels. But it was that day at the sink when a miracle turned my life around and put me back on the path toward my eternal home.